Japan is an island country in East Asia. It is situated in the northwest Pacific Ocean and is verged on the west by the Sea of Japan, while stretching out from the Sea of Okhotsk in the north toward the East China Sea, Philippine Sea, and Taiwan in the south. Japan is a part of the Ring of Fire, and ranges an archipelago of 6,852 islands covering 377,975 square kilometers, 145,937 square miles. The five primary islands are Hokkaido, Honshu, the mainland, Shikoku, Kyushu, and Okinawa. Tokyo is the country's capital and biggest city, trailed by Yokohama, Osaka, Nagoya, Sapporo, Fukuoka, Kobe, and Kyoto. Japan has been enthralling travelers since it originally opened up to global exchange in 1853. While its numerous customs and social tourist spots continue, Japan is likewise one of the main monetary and innovative focuses of the world. Old divine beings and customary traditions sit next to each other with state-of-the-art innovations and in vogue mainstream society, and there is continuously a new thing to encounter on a visit. From the style and harajuku to consummate produce, to exhaust symphonies and feast-time manners, here are the best 14 facts about Japan you likely never knew. There are a lot of reasons it is known as perhaps of the most beautiful countries in the world. Number 1. Japan is the 11th largest population in the world. An estimated 126 million people live in Japan. Said population is equivalent to 1.62% of the total world population. The population density in Japan is 347 per square kilometer or 899 people per square mile. Since 2011, Japan's population has been noticeably declining, mostly due to low birth rates. Some say it is due to expensive childcare and the difficulty of finding well-paying jobs. Number 2. High life expectancy. According to the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, the average life expectancy in Japan in 2021 was 87.57 years for women and 81.47 years for men. Compared to the record highs achieved in 2020, this fell by 0.14 years for women and 0.09 years for men. It was the first time in a decade, after the Great East Japan earthquake in 2011, that the average lifespan had decreased from the previous year for both men and women. Up to 2020 there were new records for 9 consecutive years for men and 8 consecutive years for women. Number 3. In Japan, there is one vending machine for every 24 people. With 5 million vending machines, Japan has the highest density of said machine in the world. Batteries, ramen, sake, umbrellas, flowers, you name it, and the vending machines probably stock it. Japanese vending machines sell pretty much anything and everything. Number 4. Japan made nearly half the zippers worldwide. If you check your zipper, chances are, it will say YKK on it, which stands for Yoshida Kojo Kabushiki Kaisha. Founded in Tokyo, in 1934. It is estimated that 7 billion zippers are produced by this manufacturer each year. Number 5. Japanese melons can cost over $200. Why are melons in Japan so expensive? These precious fruits play a large role in the country's gift-giving culture. Samurai would offer tangerines or melons to their shogun as a token of appreciation. Nowadays, farmers meticulously tend to these fruits by hand, which adds to the allure. Crown melons are one of the most renowned varieties and can cost over $200 each. Number 6. Japan imports over 80% of Jamaica's annual coffee production. The coffee known as Blue Mountain, grown in Jamaica's namesake region, is highly sought after. Only grown on small family-run plantations at elevations of over 7,000 feet, this gourmet brew boasts mild flavors and lacks the bitterness found in most coffees. As fine as it is, if you haven't visited Japan to sample Jamaican coffee, you could take part in a Japanese tea ceremony. Number 7. Japan once had the world's largest fish market. Tsukiji Fish Market in Tokyo was the largest wholesale fish and seafood market in the world, famous for its tuna auctions. In 2018, a portion of it moved to a new site in Toyosu where it reopened as Toyosu Market. Number 8. Japanese cuisine has a horse meat dish. Basashi is a popular regional Japanese dish, consisting of raw horse meat slices with ginger and onions, that's tickled your taste buds. Find out more about eating and drinking in Japan. You might also want to find out about other weird food from around the world. Number 9. In Japanese culture, it is polite to remove your shoes. Entranceways of Japanese houses called genkan signal where you should take off your shoes with the help of its raised floors. The lower area indicates where you should remove your shoes, and the raised upper area, often in a different type of flooring, is considered indoor living space. Number 10. The first geisha in Japan were men. Referred to as taikamochi and sometimes known as hokan, male geishas were jesters of sorts. It wasn't until 25 years after their glory days that women, then known as gaiko, art's child, outnumbered the working taikamochi. Gaiko then transformed into geisha, person of the arts, as we know it today. Peek into the world of geishas in Gion, the centuries-old entertainment district of Kyoto. Number 11. When eating in Japan, slurping your noodles is not rude. Quite the opposite, slurping loudly in Japan is considered evidence of enjoying your meal. It is also said to add flavor to the noodles. Slurp away on this Get Your Guide ramen tour in Tokyo that takes you to where the original tsukemen was invented. Number 12. Solo dining is common in Japan. Hailed as the solo dining capital of the world, Japan's shrinking population combined with an increase of single-person households has meant requesting a table for one quite the norm. Prefer to share some scrumptious food with good company? Our trusted partner, Get Your Guide, offers a yummy street food tour through the back alleys of Tokyo's Shibuya neighborhood. Number 13. Over 80% of land in Japan is mountainous. This hilly terrain includes over 100 active volcanoes, making up roughly 10% of all active volcanoes in the world. The landscape makes for excellent skiing and wandering. For trekking up Fuji, Case House Hostels is super friendly, while Fuji Lake Hotel is a stylish lakeside accommodation that dates back to the 1930s. If you're hankering after majestic scenery, you do well to discover Sanraku Fuko National Park, a triumph of nature and man, no less, and Shirakami-sanchi World Heritage Site, Japan's ancient forest. Number 14. About 1,500 earthquakes strike Japan every year. The frequency of the earthquakes is caused by the location of the country across three tectonic plates called the Pacific Ring of Fire. Because of its history of earthquakes, Japan is well prepared for this type of event. All Japanese cell phones come with an earthquake alert system, potentially giving users a 5 to 10 second window to seek shelter before the quake strikes. Earthquake-resistant houses and buildings are designed to move with the quake, rather than collapsing or injuring those inside. Japan also hosts an integrated disaster prevention system. The government has issued extensive guidelines which include assembling an emergency kit in advance of a disaster. Training sessions and exhibitions are common, and participation in natural disaster drills begins in kindergarten. Local evacuation centers and full emergency facilities are available to serve the public. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Also press notification bell to notify you of any future similar videos.